late game execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Man, I don't know how some of these guys can talk for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes on YouTube. I get parched at the 10-minute mark, 5-minute mark. There's a lot of dudes that can do that. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't talk that long. But shout out to people like Sports and Fitness Rats. Another one is Jordan versus LeBron. Those guys can talk forever. No offense to them, but they can go on forever. I just can't do it. I don't know how someone can talk for 40 minutes. I have made videos that lasted for 20, 30 minutes. Some of my Rumble videos, I think my video about Zion and other things was almost 30 minutes, but maybe I just had to be in the mood to talk for that long. Sometimes I easily catch myself talking for 30 and 35 minutes. Next to another day, I got a 35-minute video I got to get done. But anyways, so I missed it. I totally missed it on Saturday. I was so tired on Saturday when I got home from work. I totally missed it. Forgot all about it. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even occur to me until probably yesterday morning that inside the NBA, Kenny, Shaq, Ernie, Charles, it'll be the last time on TNT, the last telecast on TNT. Man, it's almost like childhood there. It's almost like childhood. I remember when I first watched, what was the first time I watched Inside NBA? It had to have been around 2000, right? 'Cause that's when I really started watching NBA basketball like that. Around 2000. And I forgot who was on there. And it had to have been Ernie. Maybe I think Chuck was just getting on there. Was about to get on there. Surely with no Shaq. Shaq didn't start with Shaq, of course. Shaq didn't get on there until after he retired. Was it 2011, 12? Oh, that was Shaq retired. But ever since then, ever since Shaq got on the panel, show's been a hit. Show's been funny, especially with you got Chuck's rants and Chuck and Shaq going back at it with each other. You got Shaq and the Fool. The older days of Shaq and the Fool with JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee. Had to take a sip. But yeah, they really, yeah, it was funny when they was going after JaVale McGee, but it got serious, I guess. Got a little bit too serious with JaVale McGee. But anyways, the show was funny. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious with all the hijinks and goofballness that went on. Of course, it wasn't really all scripted. They always could say what they wanted without pushing it too far. And now all that's coming to an end. Not just that, but the actual broadcasting, we watch the games here in the name Kevin Harlan. Was that one more time Marv Albert? Yeah, it had to be Marv Albert. I don't know if Kevin Harlan's going to NBC. Is he? I don't know. I think Reggie Miller is. God, I can't stand Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller wasn't always repulsive. It just seems like ever since LeBron went to LA, it's gotten worse. Because I don't think he was that bad back then. But yeah, the All-Star games they used to have on there. I don't know when the All-Star game's going to be on now. It's going to be on NBC probably. I think it's going to be on NBC. I can't imagine it being on ESPN and ABC. Ugh. Ugh. But I think it's gonna be on NBC. Probably gonna be on NBC. Or was it Amazon's the other one? So yeah, we lose one and gain another when NBC come back. I was sad when NBC went away. NBA and NBC went away. But I was also glad that TNT, NBA and TNT went to different heights, new heights, way more than what ESPN, Disney could ever dream of. Not to say that ESPN and ABC wasn't that bad when they first got the contract years ago. What was it, around 2002, 2003? Wasn't that bad, but now it's just, it's terrible. They really messed that whole thing up, getting rid of, especially when there's we're in the finals now. Especially it's gonna be no, for the second year in a row, no Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. It just doesn't feel the same anymore. It just doesn't feel the same anymore with them not being on the ABC games or big time ESPN games or finals games, of course. It just doesn't feel the same. I don't want to hear it. What they got on there now? Is it Richard Jefferson and Doris Burke? It just ain't the same. I feel like LeBron created that lineup. Just saying. I feel like LeBron created that lineup. You can get my old boy from my Cleveland days. Let's get a woman in there. We gotta have representation there. I heard Doris Burke angered some Frenchman and some German man with her statement. I think it might have been game 4 or 5. It had to been game 4. It had to been game 4 of the Western Conference Finals, mentioning that Rudy Gobert and Hartenstein. I don't know where that came from. But anyways, yeah. ABC just ain't the same since Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson is gone. Because it wasn't just there talking about the game. Maybe sometimes they just be going talking about random stuff. Kind of missed that. But as far as TNT on NBA, yeah, it sucks. And so they got those 4, I think, going to ESPN. I don't know how that's going to work out. I just don't know. We already know how Chuck feels about being on there. How they ain't going to shut him up and get a chance to say whatever he want. Yeah. I'd rather Chuck retire than get on ABC and deal with those goofballs on there. With Stephen A. Smith yelling ass and Kendra huffing Perkins. But anyways, yeah, it's sad. All good things gotta come to an end. Sometimes the good times gotta end. It just sucks when that happens. You know, we have fun times, good times. It's like back in the day. We used to go to when I was living in California, we used to go to the spot every Friday night. Well, not every Friday night, but mostly Saturday nights, but some Friday nights. There was a spot we used to go out and go drinking. And this spot, yeah, it did. And I ain't gonna front. This spot had the baddest woman coming through there. And now, since I moved, 7 years since I moved, that place just ain't the same no more. It's gotta feel like NBA and TNT. Just ain't gonna feel the same. That's gone no more. Basketball ain't gonna be the same anymore. Shoot, I don't think I'm gonna watch the NBA next season. 'Cause I ain't doing this channel no more after Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, or Game 7 is over. I'm done. So I don't know if I'm even gonna watch the NBA game after this season. I don't know. But anyways, another part of the childhood comes to an end, because that was part of my childhood. Another part comes to an end. I'm sure it's going to come to, some other people's childhood is going to come to an end with this show going up too. I really wonder how these 4 are going to do on ESPN now. I wonder how NBA and NBC is going to be now. I'm kind of glad though it went to NBC because what is it gonna be on Amazon too? I heard because I do have Amazon Prime and Peacock and HBO Max. Oh my goodness, they charging more just to watch the game now. So yeah, kind of glad it's over. But anyways, so long, Inside NBA. It was nice knowing you.